If I go back to this image, there's a bevel going on over here. I'm not looking at the base. I'm not looking at the lid up here. I'm only looking at the main body. So now all these things go inwards. So obviously I'm going to select the border edge here and extrude it and move it inwards. And the same. And now I'm going to actually need to close that area. So I can close that by saying mesh. Fill the hole that is actually now in there. So now this is not a clean shape, so we will need to add a couple of edges. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to get the multi-cut tool and click 1, 2, and enter. Now we have quads in there. So that's done. Let's do the same down here. Border edge, extrude. I'm gonna go, and since this is gonna be something like, so there's like a little bit of a lip around there. We have to figure out how to do that. So I'm not gonna go too deep here. I'm just gonna leave it there for a second. I don't need to close this. We're gonna put a different object in there. This up there is like that, so that's fine. Something's missing there, so we don't know what it is. And then also back here, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same for that. So I'm gonna extrude that and move it inwards. Okay, so that's that. Now I need to go ahead and add some edge loops. So I'm gonna select all these edges. Sorry, not edge loops, but we need to start beveling stuff. So I'm gonna select this edge, all the border. Make sure you select all the border, press 4, and you see that it's all selected. And then I'm going to go ahead and bevel that. So bevel options. So I'm going to do like a 0.5 and see. That's really rough. So I'm going to do a 0.1. And that's too small. So I'm going to go 0.2. So that looks like a normal bevel, because we want to keep that sharp. So if I go and press 3, it doesn't look at all with what my object looks like. Still, it's like we need to do a lot of work. So what I'm going to do is go to the bevel area, and we don't need that part up here. I think this is just covered by the lid, so I might end up grabbing some vertices. I'm going to go to the right view, grabbing these vertices, the top ones, moving them down, something like that. And I see that something happened here. I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to do the bevel. Actually, let's redo that. I understand what happened here, so edit. Shift Z. Okay, I lost it, so here I have to redo it again. So I'm going to do the bevel one more time. The thing is, the bevel is a large number, so it's like quite an intense bevel. So then some areas are crowded, and then they get kind of they interfere with the beveling. You'll see here if I go and do the bevel one more time. it interferes with these vertices. So that's not a good thing. But that's the bevel we want. So what I'm going to do is go to the vertices here and start moving them down. So this is the bevel, so we need the other one up here. I'm going to move this down and this down. So that way this will not interfere with our shape. So now I cleaned up this thing. I'm gonna go to the right view and do the same, and reduce this thickness here, because we're not gonna need that. So if I press 3, nothing like the object yet. So now we need to start sharpening areas. So we need these areas to be sharp. So what do? We start adding edge loops. So if I go to my insert edge loop tool, I'm going to start inserting an edge loop over here and one over there. That way I will start sharpening this area. And then we need to go with one over here on the other side as well, and on this one. Let's look at this for a second. Turn off the wireframe on shaded. It looks okay, but we might want to do a little sharper. So how do we do that? I'm going to go and press 1. So you can see the edges here. I can actually interfere more edges. I can say, okay, go ahead, do one in between. One in between. One in between over here. Actually, let's see if we need that. Let's see. We're just going to do one over here. And one over here. So that looks good. So then now I need to go ahead and notice that this is also sharp. So I need to go ahead and sharpen this area. So I need to get the edge loop and add one edge over here and one edge down here. So that's sharp. Now the problem is that I would like to sharpen also this side, but that will again interfere with my other object. So if I ever did that, if I did something like this, that would totally ruin my the circle up here. So I'm gonna go and do that manually. So how do we do that? We have to go and use the multi-cut tool and start from here, drawing. I'm doing the same thing from here. I'm just connecting this piece. That piece. And I think that this go over the side. I'm going to actually move these a little bit closer. The closer these are to the corner, the sharper it is. So I'm just going to do that. Now we're facing another problem. We have a quad here, but then we kind of messed up this area. So what I'm going to do is select this. We have to move all this all the way around. So here we fix the quads. This is kind of a tedious process, but we have to I'm trying to clean up the whole mesh here. So everything is quads here. Now I'm facing a problem on the other side because once we have a lot of these holes, we have to figure out a way to bypass. And so for this one, what we need to do, we have 1, 2, 3 triangles. This we can fix by getting the tool and getting this guy down over here. I'm going to leave this for a second and go back to the front. Let's see. So we have this edge and this. I'm going to move it closer down here, and then I'm going to create another edge loop over here. So down here I'm going to create another edge loop with the multi-cut tool, starting from here. So that creates the quads here. I'm going to go to the right view. I know that this is a takes a little time. So I fixed everything except the back piece here, which we need to think about. If I press 3, here's the initial like base detailed model for the gas. Now we need a couple of edge loops down here. I'm going to go ahead and insert another edge loop down here. A double edge loop so we can sharpen this area down there. Turn off the wireframe unshaded. So this is like the detailed model for the gas pump. I need to do a couple of things. I need to go and fix this area here. Even though we can get away with some triangles, it's not that of a big deal here. I'm gonna have one triangle here and one over here and one. So I could go and fix that. I'm gonna pause the video and then fix this piece, and then we can continue from there.